and I'm gonna be locked up.
So my
Push
opinion
the
would be
what you
like,
call for
if I
DJ.
have
You
to
got the
go to
one.
jail regardless, because I'm gonna beat this nigga ass. So if I'm gonna beat your ass, I'm taking a step further. If I'm going to be in jail for attempted murder, I'm going to be in jail for successful murder, first degree, premeditated,
Give it to
all
me.
of that
Give
shit.
it to me. Push menu.
That would have to be
There you go.
the situation,
Right.
you know, because if you're gonna send me to jail regardless, I might as well be sent for doing shit.
All right.
You know what I mean? So I do understand like the system is like terrible.
No, we don't.
What up,
What
y'all?
up?
Go ahead.
I'm black.
I'm the beast. I'm trying to get some stuff together right quick, y'all. But we in here like swim well. What we got today, Black?
Today, sir, we're gonna talk about black men and if they're being uplifted properly. But you know, I'm not going there. Black men and the reality that we're in. I really want to know what's on this guy's heart. So he's gonna tell me what's going on. So how are you, sir? What's going on?
I'm great. What you mean? Great about this situation.
I think this is a good topic. But before the topic starts, here's my disclaimer. My disclaimer is women. Anything that I say today, do not take it and try to flip it. Do not take it that I'm leaving y'all out. Do not take that I'm not thinking about the woman, because trust me, I do. I do not take that I'm doing anything other than making you all aware that black men need to be uplifted. All men need to be uplifted. This is not just about the black man.
Being a black man.
Right.
That's okay. I get what you're saying.
Like, so what we tend to try to do as humans is that I'm saying whatever about how black men need to be uplifted. And it might be in the comments, a woman be like, well, women need that too.
Okay, so
This ain't about y'all today, women. That's what I'm just say it how I want to say it.
that's what you want to say.
It ain't about y'all today. It's about us. And what
That
I
would be a
mean,
great topic for another day. Today we're talking about
today we're talking
men
about the
and
men.
what's necessary to uplift
Absolutely.
them.
There's gonna be a hard-headed woman to come in and say,
Absolutely, it
It's
is.
not even that it's a hard-headed woman. It's the fact that we got to be mansplained things.
I mean,
You
it's
know.
kind of like Black Lives Matter, White Lives Matter.
Right. And there's nothing wrong with hearing a man's point of view
Absolutely.
about something that the men need help on.
I agree.
I was talking to you at the
That's
shop.
what I want to know.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm good. So I was talking to you at the shop on Friday, and I told you something, and I mean it. A black man, a black man is stronger with a black woman on his side.
You did.
What I mean by that is that I don't believe a black man can do it by himself. I don't. I believe that in order for him to reach his highest potential, he needs that woman.
Okay.
But that woman has to be the yin to his yang, has to be uplifting, has to be encouraging. She pushes him to that next level.
Yeah.
When you look at all the people that we deem successful, Jay-Z, Beyonce, Diddy, at one point in time, I'm not sure, I can't remember what his, or his ex-wife, either one, I can't remember her name. LeBron, Savannah. When we look at, and the list goes on and on. Go ahead.
We had other people that celebrities, because I just think
Well, I'm just
everything bad about all of them.
Well, I'm just using those for an example because we deem those people as successful. You understand what I'm saying? Financially successful.
I got you.
Let's go there.
All right.
We deem, because in the black community, what do we deem success as?
Money.
Thank you.
Okay.
So we deem them as successfully black people.
Okay.
Okay? So you can find anything wrong with them. I can too, I'm sure. But from a financial standpoint, we look at them as the upper echelons. All of them have a key component, which is a strong black woman.
Okay.
And I respect that. But I'm sure that strong black woman is doing something which is uplifting, encouraging, making that man feel like he can do anything. You know what I mean? And I think as a whole, culturally, the only black woman for a lot of black men that has been encouraging to him is his mom. possibly his mama or his grandmother,
Mhm.
has been the only black women that have told him that he could do it, believed in him, pushed him. But relationally, that doesn't happen a lot. That doesn't happen. I see more personally, this is me personally, I'm not talking about everybody. I see more of how black men ain't shit than I see, hey, black man, I'm praying for you. Hey, black man, I want you to do better. I want you, like,
You
and
see more of that conversation being had versus.
none of that is being had. You feel what I'm saying? It's more so how we ain't shit. You cheated on me. You did this.
Or
you
some
did
man
that.
cheated on you.
Right. Or some man cheated on you. But I've learned about the black woman is what I told story earlier today is that the minute a black woman is hurt, now all black men ain't shit for a little while anyway.
Okay.
You feel what I'm saying? Not for the remainder of her life, but for a nice little period of time, all black men ain't shit to her because she hasn't healed. You understand what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Something interesting you very said was that the only time a black man has received support or encouragement is from his black mom or his black grandma.
Possibly, yes.
Possibly. On the flip side, and I know it's not about us today, but when we're younger, we're always conditioned to be defensive towards y'all.
Mamas taught y'all that too.
Mamas taught us
Absolutely.
that, and they teach their black boys to get encouragement and love from them, as if black women are taught those same things when we're younger.
Black
We're not.
women
We're
was taught
like,
don't fuck up.
learn the
Absolutely.
game quick. All they
I
want
agree.
from you is pussy. This,
Mhm.
and the third. And
You want to know why though?
Yeah.
Because the black woman, the young black girl, is supposed to have the father. Since the father is not there, the woman don't know how to really do the father's job.
Mm-hmm.
So now she's just doing it the best way she can. So guess what? I'm gonna teach you the same thing my mama taught me: defense. Her encouraging and upliftment is supposed to come from daddy, and she's not getting that because daddy ain't there. You see what I'm saying? Here's the advantage and the disadvantages as a kid. A black man has the advantage. He should have, anyway, had the advantage because he had mama. And mama was supposed to keep him right.
Mm-hmm.
What we did is we fucked it over. And we said, hey, we're going to get away from mama as we get older. Versus still want and desire. Like, okay, example. Women get offended when they realize that the man that they're talking to wants somebody like his mama.
Yes.
Why do you get offended with that? Because the reality of it is he only wants what he's been taught.
Mm-hmm.
And if that's what makes him feel comfortable, what's wrong with it?
I feel like when women hear that a man wants someone that is similar to his mom, she hears two things. She hears shoes she's not able to fill. And she also hears codependency of you to your mama still as a grown man. Now, maybe that's not what you're saying, but that's what we instantly interpret.
So why not communicate that? I agree, but why not communicate that? And here's the reality: I'm not asking you to feel shoes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm asking you to at least make me feel.
Accommodate
Yeah.
your experience.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So let's talk about little boys and their moms.
Okay. Let's go back. Let's go back.
Right?
Let's go back. We need to go back first. We got to start from where it started from.
We're talking about uplifting men. So let's start with little boys and their mama.
Mm-hmm.
What I've witnessed with little boys and their mama is
You have brothers, right?
yes.
Okay.
Oh gosh, my brothers and my mama. It's a relationship we don't have, as girls, but it ain't about us. So trying to keep it. Look.
Please.
Doing good.
But you know what? A young lady at the shop said it was a word for deflecting. I can't remember what the word was.
A word for deflecting.
Basically. So basically what we tend to do in our culture, black culture, is when I say something about us, you want to deflect and immediately say something about y'all. So then we get into this piss fest.
Yes, and that's not what we're doing.
And but I'm trying to figure out why we do it unconsciously.
I think you answered it perfectly at the shop. Everybody want to be heard.
That's it.
Everybody have a perspective on what the answer is. And right, everybody want the right answer because that's what we think we're doing. We're finding answers to solutions and everybody want to be right in that solution.
Everybody can technically be the victim.
And
We all are victims. We
Yes.
all are.
but
The
see,
reality
it's
of
a
it is,
perspective thing, because I think we all have our individual solutions.
look,
And then somebody can look at it as you have an individual problem, or you know,
mama was
you said
there.
a victim. Everybody's a victim.
Right. Mama was there for the son.
Yeah.
Mama wasn't there for the daughter.
Yes.
That's a strike.
So the
Okay.
mama build a
Daddy wasn't there
relationship
for
with
nobody.
the boy.
Right.
Go ahead.
Mama builds a relationship with the boy that she wish she had with
The
Okay.
father.
a man.
Absolutely.
Fuck if it's the father or
Absolutely.
the next guy. You build that boy. You a girlfriend to that little boy.
In a
And the
sense.
man is supposed to teach that same little boy how to stand on his own too. So it's a balance.
Mm-hmm.
They're not receiving the stand on their own two part. So that's where women are seeing codependency of the son and the mom.
I got it. So somewhere along the way, mama started us off right.
Mm-hmm.
And when she dropped us, we were homeless. And we're talking about from an emotional standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
Mama started us off right. Women, if you got a boy, you know what I'm talking about. You started them off from 0 to 18, possibly even 21. And then you dropped us.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't teach us how to go out there and fend for ourselves because you was always there. You see what I'm
I
saying?
think the dynamic with them being in a relationship is the mother reacts as a relationship. So when it's time for you to meet little girls, it's not, this is what you do for her. It's almost like,
She
who
can't
is that
do
little
that.
girl
Right. She
talking
can't
to
do
my
that.
man, and what you trying to do, and then in a way you're trying to prevent him from sleeping, creating a baby, of
Getting
course.
hurt.
So you're trying to protect him
Mhm.
from becoming a man too fast, but he's becoming a man with someone else. And you've loved this little boy into that man he want to give away to somebody else. So I think it's also some jealousy and resentment in you finding another person, another woman in your
It's
life.
another man being taken from my life.
A woman resents a man when he wants somebody like his mama, and the mama is resenting the son because the reality of it is you getting somebody to possibly take my place.
And I think that's a big hindrance in men as adults, because you are looking for your mother or something similar to your mother that will be willing to sacrifice for you in any way possible. Whether you got to understand my sexual urges, whether you gotta clean up behind me, whether you gotta cook my favorite meals, whether we're gonna have a bunch of kids, whatever your legacy in life is, it's like you're hoping she's willing to sacrifice for that. And that's a mother's position, not a girl's position. And I think men hold that because a girl, although I'm not talking about women today, a girl learned abandonment at that watching that woman love her son so much, she learns abandonment and separation and how to raise the boy. Like, oh, okay, so I have to make him feel good for me to get a little attention. I got to make him happy for me to even anything, So you become a shadow, you become invisible, and that is what I think women are fighting to change now. Is I'm not invisible, and I have my own understanding and my own ideas, my own desires, and I ain't been able to tell you that ever. I ain't been able to show you that ever because I've been so busy making you feel good or making you at least feel like a man.
You don't think to start? I agree.
So not
I
even
understand.
about uplifting. Women have been invisible, just trying to make you feel like a man. So we wouldn't know what is the accurate way to just uplift a man when my whole life has been behind a man. What you like, what you like. I can't even be comfortable because I got to make sure you comfortable first. I can't wear a bathing suit around you because I don't know what your intentions would be. So we have been conditioned to make you comfortable our whole life. So we wouldn't know how to uplift you because we wait for you to give us permission.
And then also you have to think of it on the other standpoint. Some women are scared to uplift a man because they're so used to, I uplift you, I get you to where you
That's
are,
what you-
and
I'm
then you
waiting-
leave.
You waiting for permission to be that part.
But no,
Like,
I mean,
that's the
like, say
role.
if she feels comfortable with it, but she's used to, I get you to this point, and I praise you, and I love you, and all of this, and then you leave for the next better opportunity, and then you start over
That's still
again.
going back into the deflect.
No, I'm not saying in a
But
deflective
I'm
way.
I'm not
I
trying
was
to deflect.
piggyback
I'm
back on
solely.
Black.
I get it, cause perhaps we still did that.
Let's stay on topic then.
Men.
Okay, let's
Okay.
recenter
So
back on the men.
What I was.
It's
How
hard
I
to
got
do.
here is talking about the mother.
Yeah, it's hard to do. You want to know why it's so hard to do? It's hard to stay on topic with this topic because the reality of it is,
It's two
is
different
women
points of view.
is still trying to be heard.
Is women still trying to be heard, and it's so easy to blame you all because we always do.
And I'm
we
going
are
to-
no matter
I
what a
was
woman
talking
goes through in her
about
life,
what-
it's so easy to say it was a man's
It was
fault.
a man's
It was my
fault.
daddy's fault.
And that's
It was my
honest
uncle's
to
fault.
God.
It was
But
my
not
brother's
in
fault.
that one
It was
though. Not in that one though. That one was your mama's fault. Cause the girl can't get to you because of the position your mama had played this whole time.
does she even want to?
Who? The mama or the girl?
The girl. I feel like this. The young ladies, we're taught to reject you, taught to reject men,
What?
advances, their wishes, their needs. We're supposed to reject all of those things. That's
She's
what we're
rejecting.
taught.
She's rejecting her father. I disagree, Story. She's rejecting her father because he was never there.
Okay.
I'm just so happy
So
to split the
even
image of
if-
daddy
So
because I'm a
listen.
male.
So even if we're rejecting our father, even if we're rejecting our man, whatever we want to call it, then at some point in our life, we're supposed to find or figure out that this man in front of me is the one that's meant to not be rejected.
Okay. What was you just saying? Okay. You was talking about the mother. Okay. So what about when I have to prove to you relationally that I'm the man for you after you've been hurt?
That's where I
Daddy
was
left
going
you,
with that.
boyfriend left you, brother left you, uncle molested you. Now I still gotta prove to you
You ain't
that
gonna
I'm a good guy. I'm not gonna do that to you. I'm not going to leave you. If you want, I'm saying you, but you know what I'm talking about. But the reality, you're saying it's hard not to deflect. But that same issues that you have as a woman, I have those same issues as a man because I gotta prove to you. Any relationship that I've been with, you wanna know what it starts out with? I gotta prove that I'm not gonna hurt you. Before I get anything done, before you even get to know me as a man, I gotta prove to you
You ain't a threat.
that I'm not going to do you like the other guy did. I have to do that. Because if I don't do that, I don't even have a chance. I don't even have a shot. But what happens is guess what? You do the same thing to me. Well, in order for you to be with me, you're going to have to prove to me that this ABC. How do I do that? Because the reality of it is I can't heal that hurt. I can't heal daddy left you. I can't heal uncle molested you. I can't heal that. That's impossible for me to do. You want me to come in and feel something that's impossible. So it's the same way, same concept. I want you to come in and feel my mama's spot, and that's impossible for you to do. So guess what we do? We settle. And we both just say, you know what, just forget it. But then when those issues arise, then what? When you feel like I'm doing something that the ex did, then what? When I feel like you can't fulfill some of those things that mama used to do, then what? So now we clashing because it's still two people that's hurt. So it goes to the question that I asked y'all this morning. What does healing even look like? Because are you really healed because you're not in a relationship and you single and you ain't been in a relationship for a year? That's something to brag on. But I'm healed because the reality of it is a lot of women that's already been single 2, 3, 4, 5 years and they still ain't healed. Because the minute somebody else come into your life and do something that somebody else did in your past, you're done with them.
Yeah.
So you're not really healed either. Same concept goes for the man. So where's the gap of how do we uplift men, black men in particular, and
We're never
How-
taught how to be healed. We're taught how to cope.
How to cope. That's what. That's
so okay, that's fine.
So what we do is revenge body, cut our hair, and then we new bitches. That's your answer. And then we go on to
Well,
the
that's-
next relationship with
That's a
baggage.
distraction. That's a distraction from what's necessary for
And
your
that's
healing.
the cycle
Yes.
that men are constantly experiencing.
And we
because
continuously
we are
have to
only
prove.
taught coping mechanisms.
Right.
Okay, all of that's great, fine. But our question is, how do we uplift men? What's uplifting men?
Well, Dion said we can't uplift men because we're not truly healed. So the answer to that is we're not truly healed because we never taught what healing looks like.
It's
We're only
hard for
taught
you.
to cope.
It's hard. She's right. She's hard for you. It's hard
I
for you
hear
to
that. I
uplift me.
receive that, baby.
It's hard for you to uplift me if you're still hurting from something that daddy did or uncle did or somebody did to
Or
you
ex, you know?
or ex or whomever. You know what I'm saying? So how is you gonna accept this new man? He's a great man, but I give you a
He's in
perfect.
the bad
Yeah,
situation.
I give you a perfect example. I give you a perfect example. I don't know if anybody on the podcast, if y'all watch Sisters, I do. So there's a young lady on Sisters by the name of Karen.
Can't stand it.
Karen, but Karen is a perfect example of what we're talking about today. Karen has experienced bad relationship after bad relationship and a very, very toxic relationship with a guy named Zach. Now she's pregnant. And she doesn't know whether it's Zach's or this new guy,
That's
which
not
is
Zach,
named
baby.
Aaron. So the reality of it is, but here's the crazy part. She wants it to be Zach's, but she doesn't want Zach.
She wants that.
She wants Zach to a degree, but she doesn't. Have you watched the new
She
episode
wants
yet?
Zach
Anyway,
because he goes back into the
so
team.
so here's the thing. She wants it to be Zach's, but she knows deep down in her heart that Aaron is the right man for her in her new. You see what I'm saying? Reality of it is what I'm trying to get y'all to see is that she has a man in her face that is willing to love her through what she's going through, willing to be there for her, willing to support her.
Right.
But guess what she keeps saying? She wants to find something on him because she thinks he's too good to be true.
So waiting for that other shoe to
You
drop.
understand what I'm saying?
Mhm.
This is what women do to men now.
Yes.
When a guy comes to you and he shows you all this great shit, and he's showing you good, he's showing you love, he taking you out, he doing all these things, he's calling you, and he's focused solely on you. The only thing you can fucking think about is what
What's
he got.
wrong with him?
What's wrong with him? What the baggage is. I'm waiting
Your
on it.
friends will ask you, so he sounds like a great guy. What's wrong with him? I done seen it said in movies.
I do.
I done heard it in person.
And it's like, but you're only doing that because of your past.
Okay, sure. I agree.
So you're not even uplifting me. Hold on. So it's 6 months into this relationship, and all I've been doing is trying to show you that I'm there, trying to show you that I want you, trying to show you that, hey, it's all about me and you. You ain't did no uplifting yet.
She ain't even about to make a meal for you because you ain't no husband.
Right. You ain't did shit for me. I'm doing
That's
everything.
what it's being said on. If you look at social media
Look,
and you look at what's being perpetuated.
Y'all take us through the
So-
ringer before y'all let y'all
I,
walk.
okay,
That's
I
all
guess
I'm
I'm
saying.
not considering the 3 billion people on social media, but the people,
That's
women
all
I
our
know
examples are.
in my salon, no, man, they don't.
Them women that come in your salon is only telling you
Half.
Their
Hey,
side of the story.
that's
Yes,
it.
absolutely.
You're not hearing the
Gotta make
man
that simple like that.
that's getting the other half that
Spot
we're not
on.
going to hear.
Slide on.
Because when I want somebody to agree with me and I want to be heard,
Right.
you omit, and we have convinced that ain't lying.
But you deprive yourself
You know
of
what I mean?
growth.
Yes.
You can't tell the truth.
It's like I want all I want from my beautiful black women, because I ain't going to no other race, and that ain't who I am. That's not what I'm saying.
Don't bring the bitches up. Don't
Hear
bring them up.
us. Hear us.
Okay.
Hear us.
You scared me, Dion. You
Hear
said, I ain't
us.
going to no other race, but I thought you could
No,
bring the bitches
hear
up.
us. No,
Okay, I'm good with
I
that.
want y'all to hear us. Take time to listen to us. Take time. I'm not talking about the sucker niggas. That's not who I'm talking about. So women, get off the suckers. Get off the guys that did you wrong. You got to do that first.
Stop sucking the sucker slaves.
Yeah, you got to do that first. If you like toxicity, then you shouldn't even be in a relationship. That just if you like toxicity, anybody that tells me they like that, we're it. We're done.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is I'm talking about to the man that's trying to give you the best version of himself. Hear him. Try to put your all into it versus trying to find the wrong. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand the black culture. We do this with everything. Like, we try to find the negative in every fucking thing. This shit is ridiculous. God damn, like, even that's why we got the crabs in the barrel mentality. It's because we are waiting on somebody to pull us down. You ain't even trying to get out. You waiting. You're like, shit, let me go and get up real quick. I know somebody will pull me down in a minute. We don't think positive about anything, from money to relationships to to family shit. We don't think positive about anything.
Okay.
We don't want the good.
So say we were healed. What does uplifting black men look like?
Uplifting black man looks like, I believe, side note, if a black woman uplifted me, why would I let her go?
That was the next question I was gonna ask. As a black man, what advice would you give to the black men who are experiencing uplift? How do they handle and manage it?
If you're being uplifted,
For
if you're
someone
being
to
loved
be
on, and I ain't
held
talking
on.
about sexually, if you're being loved on, you're being encouraged, you're bringing up ideas, and she's like, baby, try it, you can do it. I believe in you. Like, you're giving out vibes like, you making me feel like I'm the goddamn, I'm the best to ever do it. I'm the GOAT. You understand me? And
Being
you,
spoken life into.
yes,
Like
absolutely.
Like regular, uplifting shit.
Yes.
It ain't even rocket science. This is what I'm
It's
hearing.
not. It's so
like,
simple.
Just encourage. Tell that man he's doing a good job today.
I get that.
Great
And
job today.
Or just say it's
I wouldn't know why a woman wouldn't be doing that or haven't been
because
doing
you're still
that.
thinking about yourself. You can't let
And
self go.
I'm not. No.
Yes.
I'm just. Why wouldn't you want that though?
Well, women make men go through a lot of leaps and bounds
Before she decides she
willing
wants to do that.
Because it goes back to everything we just said, and even things that y'all discussed in previous podcasts, is that men have to show that they're worth a woman to give them that.
We always gonna have to do the work first.
Yes.
And I'm okay with that. But the reality of it is, goddamn, when do I get some of that back? When? I've been putting in work for 6 to 8 months. When do I get some of that back? When do you say, hey, I appreciate you without me having to do anything? When do you say, hey, I just want you to know that whatever you put your mind to today, that you can do it, that I believe in you. You feel what I'm saying?
Even when
I'ma
we discussed in previous podcasts, those uplifts don't even look like, oh, baby, you're doing a great job or anything like that. It looks like, oh, I see you got that little whatnot. Now you're feeling yourself.
Yeah.
Like, we
Vindictive.
right.
It's like you
everything's
shoot a
hand
shit
in
down,
hand.
and it's like when a man hear that shit, he automatically checks out. I know he does. Like I don't want a woman in my life that makes me feel like I'm in competition with her. I'm not in competition with you, baby.
Right.
I'm not. There's nothing that you do that's gonna compete with me. Nothing.
Shit, yeah, they just said something.
I
You
think
feel what I'm saying?
that's-
There's I don't want to compete with a woman. What the fuck I want to compete with a woman for?
That
What are-
resonates so much.
What are we competing? I'm trying to figure it out. Like, I'm not in competition with you. I ain't in competition with none of y'all. I have no reason to compete with y'all. I want to love on you, and I want that in return. That's it.
So that's the problem. I think I finally answered the problem, is that everything is turned down to a competition between black men and black women, down to the little boy and mama.
I don't get it. Like, why is it such a competition?
I don't know.
Is women finding their independency, which is a great thing. I'm not knocking that shit for nothing. That takes a load off of me. You feel me? I ain't being funny. I'm being for real.
Yeah.
Takes a load off a man. Every black man should be applauding a woman that want to go out there and get her bag. I love that shit. You want to know why? Because now I can give you some of this. Straight up. Now I can give you a little bit. I ain't, when people be like, "Oh, you think a man should split the bills?" Hell yeah. Why not?
Everybody want a
In
Birkin bag. They don't
2022,
want to carry the bag for the
In
weight.
2022 and beyond, it takes 2 people income. It takes 2. We live in a fucked up society right now. Have y'all not seen the news? Unless he a millionaire, one person can't carry no fucking weight. If you making 60 and I'm making 60, we're gonna have to put this shit together and make this shit work. That 120 looks better than 60 a piece. Come on, y'all. We missing it. Why wouldn't you? Why do you want to keep all your money, woman? But you want me to spend all mine and support you and take you out. And like, come on, make this shit make sense, man. This shit don't make sense to me. So yes, I'm that guy. I'm that nigga. Yeah, we splitting this shit. Why not? Because I want to have some money in my pocket too. And I want you to have some money in your pocket too. So splitting it obviously looks like the better way, right? So we both can have money. So we can both enjoy life. So we can both take trips together. So we can buy this, have this, do this. Versus you keeping all your money and I'm broke as fuck. And then you gonna downgrade me. You gonna talk about me because I'm broke. I'm broke because I'm paying all the fucking bills. Think. Girl, he ain't got no money. Oh, tell him why I ain't got no money. Because I just bought your ass this nice car. I just bought your ass this big house. And I'm working overtime. Oh, he don't want to spend no time with me because I'm trying to keep up with all this shit. And you ain't doing shit.
Oh, yeah. I experienced that.
So come on, man, make this shit make sense to me, y'all. Like, I'm not understanding. So when at least you can do is uplift me if I'm doing all that. You got people out here that's doing everything and still ain't getting no uplifting. Ain't no appreciation, ain't no I believe in. It's just, this is what you're supposed to do.
Right.
Well, newsflash, y'all, we're not in the 1960s, 70s, 80s, 90s. We're not there no more. Newsflash. We're not there.
I agree.
Those days are over.
So we're pretty much asking just what's so hard about speaking life into men if you have all these expectations?
And the crazy part is that men's expectations, y'all, believe it or not, are very low. A man's expectations from a woman is very low. They're very low.
What do they expect from a woman?
Understanding, support, appreciation. And this is outside of the physical things. I ain't talking about sex and all that shit. This ain't the topic. That ain't the podcast today. Because we know for both parties that's mandated in a sense. Should be. But just the love, support, the encouragement, those things are important to a man. And if a man lie and say it ain't, he a fool. Because a woman doing that for you, I don't care what type of man you are, I don't care if you're a thug selling shit on the street, or if you're a 9-to-5 businessman. When you get that encouragement from a black woman and she's genuinely meaning it, that's gonna make you feel like you can do anything. Because that's what mama did. So when I say I want a woman like my mama, it ain't saying that I want a woman to do everything that mama did. It's saying that I want a woman like mama that made me feel like I can do anything. I don't know if I can do that. Damn, you can't do that. You can't do that.
You know what I realized? A lady at my job told me that my generation is the generation that needs affirmation from other people and validation from other people, and you're supposed to be able to do that yourself. That's what she said. And it resonated with me because it's like, yeah, you should be able to do it yourself. And I've been like all on this kick of like, yeah, do that yourself, do that yourself, do that yourself. However, if you're sharing your life with someone, you actually are sharing your life with this person. Because we always think it's just finances, and we always think it's just like the things you can measure, the things you can see, the things that you can see makes a difference. But we never think about those things of like, hey, I need you to build me up too. And I don't think it's anything wrong with having that if you're sharing your life with this person, like, and just making sure a person is good, because self-doubt is a motherfucker. And people do need those pushes and encouragement. Everybody is not a self-starter. And even if you're a self-starter at some point, when you got that little like, oh yeah, hell yeah, I have arrived, you got it from other people. You kind of did in a way get that I have gotten to where I need to be from other people. So why is it when it comes to relationships that isn't the same energy? It's almost as like we're together,
Right.
but do all this shit on your own. I need you to know you're great. I need you to know you're doing a good job. I need you to know you're financially stable. I need you to do this. I need you to do that. But it's never like, I also need you to make sure that I'm doing the same things for us, because we're now sharing a life together. And I'm not talking about when it gets toxic. I'm not talking about when it gets bad, because I think that's what we automatically go to and assume of when you need that person to just make sure you're doing anything right, like check in or check up. But it's like, that shit makes you feel good. And I think we have gotten to look at those things as weaknesses, because those are those soft skills in relationships that people don't speak towards. And like in corporate, we talk about soft skills are what get you promoted. Hard skills is what get you hired. We're not promoting in our relationships. We're not elevating in our relationships because we don't nurture those soft skills that's going to get you that little bit more from that person. Like what's going to make you're great and amazing, you're all those things by yourself. But what the fuck you need me here if I'm not speaking life into that? Yeah. You can do that by yourself. So why I'm sharing life with a person that I can't even let affirm me. I can't even give me that appreciation and validation because I just can do this by myself. Then why are you asking to share your life? And I think this is where the issue has gotten with Black men, because Black men have gotten to this where they have gotten open enough with their feelings and emotions to say, I need that after their affirmations. I need those validations from my partners. I need for you to let me know, like, I'm this man. I'm the man. And women have gotten to the point of saying, you know, that's bitch shit. You being real feminine now. Anytime a man shows some feelings, a little bit of something else, or want a pull from some soft skills from you, it's automatically like, well, that's what you're supposed to be doing for me. And we have asked for men to open up with their feelings. We ask them to be vulnerable. We ask them to tell me what you're thinking. We're asking these things, and I don't really think we were equipped and ready for them.
Right.
And I'm only speaking on real men. I'm not talking about the men that's still out here playing games and don't want to share shit and all that. I'm not even speaking to the women who are incapable of affirming their men. I'm talking about women who got to a point like, hey, I could be doing a better job, and men saying, I need that shit. And at some point, if we don't create the space of allowing a man to say he needs this shit, we're losing them. And we are also upset about losing them. And all women, for example, we always go to the opposite end of the spectrum, so I'm going to white women. White women are allowed to thrive in their soft skills. They're allowed to benefit from them. I'm not turning it on women or making it a woman thing, but we often lose our Black men to other ethnicities because they do the very thing that they're
The very
asking
little
for.
things. They ain't doing nothing different. Just the little things. And they've realized that.
And I'm not saying that that's because Black women are incapable. I'm just saying that we don't get that head start. We're working backwards, and by the time we figure it out, we're now with Pookie and them, and men aren't shit. Pookie and them ain't shit. Pookie and them ain't shit, but we will fumble those other men because our soft skills aren't dedicated to that. And I feel like that's probably what healing is going to look like for us, is the development of our soft skills, the forgiveness of those that were supposed to teach us those things, and realizing that our Black men aren't our enemies. That's my opinion.
And they're not.
I love all
And they're not the competition.
And they're not the competition.
I think that's more important than anything.
That's what healing would look like for us. That's what would change us. Every question we have asked on this podcast, that was what would fix our society with women against men. That will fix so much of everything if people learn to thrive in their soft skills and realize that it's okay to say, I need this from this person that I have decided to share my life with. And you don't make those decisions at the point that you're married. You genuinely don't. You make those decisions beforehand to know you want to be with this person.
And that's what I think
forever.
have transpired in our women. In the process of you all getting your independence, y'all lost your femininity.
Agreed.
Straight up. In the process of getting the bag, if you want me to put it in the young folks' term, you lost or just forgot how to be a woman and what that looks like for a man. How to be a woman for a man. You ain't forgot how to be a woman.
Right.
You forgot how to be a woman for a man.
But just because men are interested in women, it's not like they're interested in everything that comes with a woman. You get what I'm saying? That's our benefit, is that you have these abilities. But the interest that a man would have for a woman is probably a 10 out of the 50 things you have to offer. You get what I'm saying? So I get what you're saying. I receive what you're saying.
It's just at the end of the day, I just want to, if I feel like you can do it, that means that I believe that you can do it. And I believe also that it's even in you. The question is are you willing to let the walls down to be the most important word in today's topic, which is vulnerable. Are you willing to be vulnerable enough to show me that you have this in you? Right now, we've switched roles. Story is absolutely right. The men have become more sensitive to their feelings, and the women have become more tough.
But I do want to point something out too, though. I do know that there are some women who may have started out that way and then they switched up when they got to a bag. But when we go back to childhood and adolescence, a lot of us grow up not seeing how to be a woman to a man. We see how to survive. We see, oh, okay, well, this is what you need to do to make sure that you're good. So over time, we become tough because we haven't had that experience of being led by a man or trusting a man to lead. Or, I didn't grow up seeing my mom. Well, she did have a husband. I grew up seeing her cook and clean all that stuff and, nurture him. But then once that was over, I didn't see it anymore.
But it's no excuse not to try.
No. I know. Yeah,
No, I'm
saying,
not saying that you are. I'm just saying at the end of the day, for women, period.
Yeah.
It's not an excuse not to try. No matter what you've seen, I didn't grow up seeing how a man's supposed to treat a woman. I didn't grow up seeing that. I don't think my mom had a great relationship that I seen. You know what I mean? When I look at how treating a woman supposed to look, I don't think my mama gave me some men around me that gave me good examples of that at all, to be honest. But the reality of it is that I still learned what not to do. So now when I get into my own, I know what to do. So even though you might not have seen that, and there's a lot of women that probably haven't either, they just learned how to survive. I get that. But if you are really willing to bring somebody into your life and share your life with somebody, you gotta be willing to learn. You gotta be willing to learn. You gotta be willing to flip that switch and say, you know what? I can do this.
And a hard one, women that y'all ain't gonna like, you also gotta be willing to get hurt.
Yeah.
In the
It's a part
process.
of it.
Hurt is a part of for both of us.
But I was gonna ask, do
both of
y'all
us.
feel like men are given a little bit more grace to learn it than women are? No.
I would disagree with that for the simple fact that men also have to unlearn the fact that ain't none of these bitches like your mama no more. Like it's like they're lied to all their life and we're taught to be defensive. So it's like they have a wool over their eyes and we have to
raw
see
shit, yeah.
immediately. And both of those, although they're different, is still 100% a problem.
Yeah.
So a different problem is still a problem. It's not even like less than or greater than. It's just these are two different type of problems that we are meant. So it's like the blind is leading the blind because you're shielded in certain ways growing up, and we're just left for dead. I don't want to put it out like that, but we're just kind of left to like figure it out because we're supposed to figure it out, right? And then when it's time for us to meet together, because we're now grown enough to be like, let's start our own family, our own life, our own households.
Now she a bully trying to figure it out,
She's
not
a
letting
bully.
him figure it out and taking
Yes.
care of him.
And he's telling you what's supposed to happen, and he ain't never see what the fuck was happening ever.
Yeah.
Like now, all of a sudden, this man has to lead, and all of a sudden, you have to shut the fuck up. Clash, clash, clash.
Here's the crazy part. Is when I say I want somebody like my mama, I'm talking about my mama to the present. I'm not even talking about my mama of the past.
Okay.
So
Elaborate. Give us that.
So my mom has learned how to love her son, not how to love these other men or other people. She's took time to learn her son, learn how he is at 38, and she's took time to learn me now. So when I say I want somebody like my mom, I want somebody to take that time to learn me. I think sometimes when a man say he wants somebody like his mom, ask them to elaborate.
Yeah.
And don't just immediately think, I ain't gonna be able to meet them qualities his mama probably was. You don't know what his mama was like. You don't. So you need him to elaborate. And then when he elaborate, you might come to realize like, damn, shit, I can probably be better than that. You might.
I would definitely say there'll be a better than men that has mother issues or relationship that can't be mended.
Mm-hmm.
You can't fix that hurt, and it's necessary for you too.
Right.
For him to even learn to love someone else, he gotta experience the type of love that
a man that's
gone.
Yeah, a man that's been hurt by his mama or doesn't have his mama for loss. If you go in and just be half woman that she was, he ain't gonna never want to let you go. That's a fact. That's a fact. If he loved his mama in any type of way, and you come in and be more than or even just half than what she was, he ain't gonna never want to let you go. Because that love, you're not trying to, you have to get out of your head that you're in competition with mama. You have to get that out your head. You're not in competition with mama. You never were in competition with the mama. You were there to fill a void. Fill the void. Whatever that void is. Fill it.
Because that's what's necessary.
Because
for that
that's what's
person
needed for that person.
that you're interested in.
That's it. That's all he wants you to do is fill it. He don't want you to be like mama. He wants you to fill the void. Maybe mama gone. Maybe they don't have that relationship no more. Maybe this, maybe that. He wants you
Or
to
maybe we
feel
just can't because I'm now looking for my woman.
right. And I just want you to fill the void. What that void might be, hey, I want you to cook. Shit, my mama used to cook for me. I don't know what the void is. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I want you to encourage me. You know, I don't know. But whatever the void is, how about you try to fill it? And how about you take the time out to be interested in wanting to fill it?
You're either interested in that person or you ain't.
Yeah.
So we're not even dating the persons no more. We're not individually dating. We are dating concepts, assumptions, and stereotypes is what I'm getting from this.
Elaborate on that.
When you say ask him to elaborate on what it means I want a woman like my mom.
Pause. Why wouldn't you? So like if I'm on a date with you, what?
I'm not saying we shouldn't. I'm saying that's not happening. So what she
Absolutely.
basically is dating or not, she's not even giving you the opportunity to say what that is. What we're dating is the fact that we're going to hear that shit and we're going to automatically assign it. Like,
Ooh.
oh,
I got a
he's
question.
codependent.
I got a question for that.
He's a mama's boy.
On a
And
date.
it's never what that is. It's never like, give me some details so I can know if I can actually do it. It's like, no, I'm gonna run with my stereotype, my concept, and
Okay.
that's what I'm
So
dating.
think about that for a second. On a date, on an average date, how many times do we even hear a woman say, what is it that you need from me? All she wants to know is, what can you do for me? It's very rare. It's very rare that we get that question. And that's a hurtful question. That's not, it's hurtful because the reality of it is that you're not going to get it. You're not going to get it to the point to where it's on both sides. She only wants to know, what can you do for me? She don't care. In that moment, she doesn't care about my feelings. She only wants to know, what can you do? What do you bring to the table? What can you do for me? That's all she wants to know. You know, that's so, again, men are fighting to prove from the jump. We have to.
Yeah.
Before I ever get wholeness from you, I'm proving to you that I can be what you want me to be from the first time we meet. And I'm not saying that it's bad. I'm just saying, goddamn, when do you take the time to say, you know what? Instead of putting shit together in your own mind, how about you ask me?
Yes.
The rarity of that is very, very slim. It's very rare that a woman asked, hey, what is it that you want from me? Hey, what is it that you need? What are you looking for? What do you desire? What's your goals in life? How do you see me in your life? Do I fit? Like, these are basic questions. Basic.
And you know, for people who never hear those questions, it's gonna blow their minds.
Right. You might not even have an answer immediately because it's like, damn, she asked me that shit. Let me think
Yeah.
about it. I ain't never had this asked for me before.
Like doing shit outside of the box or just outside of what that person has experienced will give you so much like ground, you know, that you think you have to cover step by step. Like you done this man now all of a sudden like, oh, she's a wife by you asking simple shit.
But women also know, like he just said, if you ask a man that today and he don't have a answer, please don't get offended. Do not get offended, because if he's not used to answering, it doesn't mean he don't have a plan for you in his life. It don't mean none of that. It just means he was caught off guard. Let that man answer it and give him something to think about. Because I know a lot of women are asked that question and then a dude don't answer and now she offended, now she dumped or like, no, give that man some time to answer. Give yourself some time to answer. Because you asked him, did you ask yourself? Are you willing, once he tells you, this is what I need from you, are you willing to be that? And if you not, be honest, have that conversation with him.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, no, I can't offer that type of shit.
I ain't into that right now.
Yeah.
You know, But if you really into getting to know somebody, I think all of that was great and necessary.
Because it's gonna be answered, but it's like I'm already having to answer it. So why not you should want to answer it.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? It's like
It's like
women don't get to know men. It's about me getting to know them and find out what they want.
Mhm.
It's like, but in order for me to be able to fulfill it the way you desire, I'm gonna need you to get to know me too.
Mhm.
And not make your assumptions of what you think I am. Because I think that's where a lot of people in general just mess up at. Instead of asking the question, you just make your own assumption.
Mhm.
So then your assumption is 100% wrong, and now you're having to go back and having to ask when you just asked in the first place. Closed mouths don't get fed. So the reality of it is just express what you feel. There's nothing wrong with asking a woman, man, whatever the case may be, hey, what do you see? You know what I'm saying? Can you do this? Are you able to do this? Or, is this what you want? Motherfuckers just go on dates for 3 or 4 times and then they just consider themselves in a relationship. No, we ain't in no fucking relationship.
Just end up there.
You just end up there out of nowhere. You just wake up and it's just like, oh shit.
Oh,
We've been kicking it for like 3 months. Nigga, I ain't did shit but go to Papa Do's, go to goddamn Cheesecake
What you
Factory,
saying?
go to
get
Chili's, and go to Cheddar's. So yeah, y'all been kicking it. Been to 4 restaurants.
Y'all food critics at this point.
Yeah, y'all just tasting food. That's all y'all did. So, but that's the life that we live now. It's what can you do for me? That's all people want to know.
Yeah.
Is what can you do for me? But if I'm looking at you from a relational level and I'm seeing you that I want to get to know you on that level, then our conversation needs to switch.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And I need to start getting and digging into your past, seeing where you at. Are you healed from hurt? Because we all have been hurt. Are you healed from trauma?
What
'Cause
demons are we
Like,
facing?
because what demons am I facing?
What are you currently working on? Because we all working on something
Absolutely.
all the time.
Like, I wanna know those things up front, so I can ask myself realistically, Dion, can you deal with that?
Ask them how they do personal development. Ask them that. Next time y'all go out on a date with single people out there in the world, ask the person, what does your personal development look like? That's all we're summing it up to. And what we're summing it up to be is just like, how have you worked on yourself to now think that you are ready
To share
it with
somebody.
someone?
But that's the weird part, is that you think because you want a man, women, that you are ready to share yourself with a man.
Right.
No, that's not true. Because in order to share yourself, you got to be willing to give yourself and be vulnerable. So you got to ask yourself some other questions. Are you willing to be vulnerable? Are you willing to give yourself? Or are you willing to put yourself to the side for the greater good of that other individual? Because those are the things that you really need to be doing in a relationship. When you think about you all's marriage, the reality of it is that you live for her and she lives for you. You don't live for yourself anymore. You don't live for yourself anymore. Y'all live for each other. You see what I'm saying? You once you said I do, you put yourself to the side for the greater good of her needs, and vice versa. Nobody's doing that anymore. People are getting married, getting in serious relationships, and still thinking about themselves first. You can't do that. It's impossible to do. I have to put myself to the side. Then I come second now. To her needs come first.
Absolutely.
And people don't do that. So now what you got is 2 people in a relationship that's still thinking about themselves. So they're both selfish. So that's why you get, well, I want this, and you got this other person saying, I need this. Nobody's thinking about the opposite.
And that shit crazy. Because the philosophy I have always lived by, if I'm putting her first and she's putting me first, we both are first.
We never go without.
Ain't nobody playing no second, no nothing. We're always straight. But that goes back to the competition piece of it, where it's like, nah, I gotta look out for self. I gotta make sure I get it. And then if I get it, then you're just gonna benefit from it. But no, it doesn't actually go like that. But it's a balance of something. Like Black one day said something to me. We was having like this ongoing joke where she was saying her cup is empty because she was speaking into everybody, giving out, pouring.
Absolutely.
And the smallest thing she wanted for herself, she was not able to do, right? And that small little thing, I did it instead and was like, we at 1/4. My cup 1/4 filled, or I think like I said 0.5 ounces or something. It was very small, of minimum. But in my mind, when I said it's our cup, realizing that her cup was empty, I also realized how she was also pouring into me. And I always stood by, if somebody is pouring into you and their cup is empty, that also makes you a robber. You are now a thief.
Mhm.
And I don't want to steal from my wife ever.
Mhm.
So it's like, what have I been doing lately
To
to
contribute.
pour into
Absolutely.
her cup? And if it's not her cup I'm pouring into, then what do our cup even
Look
look
like, yeah.
And when I looked at that on the outside looking in, for me, it was just like, you have to also make sure you're giving as well, especially coming from a person that I just assume don't need it.
Hmm.
She's
That's what
a
we do all the time.
self-starter.
That's
She's
what
a
we do.
self-goer. I'm gonna make sure black is okay at all times person. And while she's making sure black is okay, I too need to be making sure that black is okay, because black always still make sure the story is okay.
Absolutely.
And we lose sight of that, just thinking that because this is the strong one
Mhm.
in the relationship, that they don't need shit. So it's like, yeah, they may not, in a sense, physically or something like that, need something, but they need something. And I think we miss those moments.
We take advantage of the strong
We
people.
take advantage of the strong
We take
people.
advantage of the
And
strong
when we
people.
take advantage of them and we realize that cup is empty, it's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? It's still like, get yourself up, get yourself together. So it's like, well, no, go
Yep.
down there with it. Be like, hey, what we feeling? What we going? What would make you happy? If nothing would make you happy, what would make you happy for the moment? Let's just find that small win. Let's find that 0.2 ounce for the day. And people don't get it in the mud with their partner no more. They just expect them to be on 100% of the time,
And then-
and you can't be.
Yeah, you can't.
Black, I have a question for you. What advice would you give to the people who are like you? Because Story just said you're very much I'm going to make sure black is good always type of person, but you have figured out how to also make sure that Story is good. And I feel like some people don't understand how to balance those two things. It's like, I'm going to make sure I'm good. And secondarily is you.
Zero, nothing. I have nothing.
You just done figured it out.
I just do whatever I could and how I can.
Yeah.
I do what's necessary. But I haven't figured out no balance. I have to go without too. I'm pretty sure. I want to make sure she's happy and satisfied and all of that. But I'm pretty sure she's had to wait for things. She probably just didn't know she was waiting for it. But yeah, man, it's a cycle.
I always know.
I think I'm more.
It's just not necessary to say that it's a wait, because it's going to happen regardless.
Yeah,
It's just giving your partner grace.
Mm.
It's like, if she ever comes up short on something, and I'm not even talking financial or anything, just those the smallest things that we can make big fucking moments.
Absolutely.
That's something that I pride myself on, and I would toot my horn on that, is that I give my partner grace. I don't give a fuck how small of a thing is. If that shit is not about to matter to me, then I'm not about to make it matter to me. I'm not about to disrupt our day. I'm not going to disrupt her moment. I'm not going to disrupt her peace for the sake of saying, hey, this one little thing that you do in the grand scheme of our life, great and shit, but this one little thing, I'm not going to make that the entirety of the situation. She may not be able to answer that question, but I feel like I can.
Please
she
do.
does.
Yeah.
Black done did this all her life. So it's not like doing it for Story. She does this for every fucking.
My answer would be, I pride myself on being good to people.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I'm people too.
And that's just who she is.
I'm just try to be good to my folks.
Yeah.
And so if I need something, I need it. Most time I need is,
Simple
something,
shit.
some smoke or something. Something light. I ain't big. I like gadgets, but most of the stuff I need, I have to get. You wouldn't even know I like it. Like a vacuum or some shit. You wouldn't,
Like, ooh, this kind
I
of
have to do it.
Yeah.
You wouldn't even know the type of little
But
things I'm into. But
on the flip side of that, when she does say something and speak something, or like we're just having conversation and passing, I make those big fucking moments.
Mhm.
So if you have a person in your life, like Dion and Black are pretty much the same people. If you have a person in your life that's about to get it in however they can to make sure they good, because in life they have gone without, those small little things that they do for themselves, that goes back to the encouragement piece, or the small little things that they can't do by themselves, or that they just mentioning to you, you have to, as their partner, make that a big fucking moment, and that will read more volumes. It may not even read the volumes you think it should be, because sometimes I feel like, oh, this about to make a wave, and it may be a little splash, you know. But that's my win for the day, is that little splash, because it could have been her empty still. And that's what I'm speaking to, is the fact that those small little fucking wins and stuff, those are wins still. And I think we don't see that in our strong people, where it's like they need them small little wins too. We think they are all right and shit and all that because they just doing life. They good to people. They look like they got it all together. Don't nobody always have it all together. And sometimes the only little thing they need is to be seen that day. Sometimes being seen means leave them the fuck alone. Like my wins sometimes look like I let her do whatever the fuck she wanted to do today. I didn't talk to her. Set my ass in that chair, played that game, and I gave her some space.
I didn't ask her for nothing.
I didn't ask for shit.
Yeah.
I didn't say, how about we go to the movies
Right.
today? And then it's just like, and she may not know that I consciously done that, but I know I consciously did that, and that's enough for me today.
That's a lot.
That's enough, you know? And I had to learn to do that. Those are learnable skills. Those aren't shit that people automatically come in relationships equipped with. But I took the time to learn my partner. I used to think her silence meant something was wrong. And I didn't realize that she is a quiet person. And all day she's paid for her personality.
And sometimes you want to turn that shit off.
And you got to turn that shit off. And I'm expecting her to, you've been on all day at work. You come home, you ain't on now. The fuck, bitch, I've been at work all day on. Today, I want to just be myself. I want some grace. I want some peace. I want some quiet. Maybe I make your favorite meal and let you watch your show and be on TikTok. Leave you the fuck alone. You said one day she asked, one day I knew I got off late. She asked, all this woman wanted was some cabbage, some fried cabbage and smoked sausages. And I got off at 8 that night. I took my ass to the grocery store and made her the goddamn cabbage and all that. Because when I asked for a motherfucking trip, she just sent the money and put it where it needs to go.
Right.
It's those small things that you give to your partner that you don't know is encouragement or appreciation, but that little small thing and encouragement, sis talked about that the rest of the week.
That appreciation is enough.
You know what I'm
It's
saying?
the appreciation piece.
Yeah, I was floating for doing something for her because she talked about it the entire fucking week. Telling me, you know, shit was good. She came home and Black is a person that doesn't eat. She don't eat. She don't eat. I'll be like, what you ate today? She said, I ate some peanuts. You know, and I'm like, they ain't no motherfucking meal. So at the point that she asked for something, it's like, let me make sure she's straight. And the fact that she came home and already had a meal plan, she didn't have to worry about it. She genuinely hates me not knowing where I want to go eat at. Like, she genuinely hates that type of shit. So to have a moment where it was just something as simple as I fixed something where she doesn't have to worry today, sis, that's encouragement. That's a win. That's an appreciation. It ain't no big shit. It really ain't. It ain't no grand gestures. It ain't even you having it all together. Sometimes it's just making sure one less thing this person has to worry about is enough. That's it.
So it's even in the grand scheme, it's still encouragement, it's still appreciation, it's the action behind it.
Yes.
You have to be okay with.
It's the intent. It ain't even the action, because some people do shit just to shut that person up, and that's not genuine.
No, but I'm talking about like, but you're doing it is not having to be asked. So we know without a shadow of a doubt that it's the act.
Right.
It's the act because there's nothing. You don't want anything behind it. She didn't even know it was going to get done. Like, that's different. So learning your mate is uplifting in itself.
Yes.
You have to know, a person's vibe for that day or for that week or for that month. You got to know, but you also have to die to self. You have to die to self. In order to please someone else, you got to die to self. And don't make it about self all the fucking time.
Right.
When is it going to be about somebody else? And if you're in a relationship and it's only about you, I guarantee you're not getting the best out of the individual that you're with. I guarantee you're not. Because they're going to eventually get selfish, and then it's going to be a whole clusterfuck.
You teach them how to teach you now.
Yeah, so now you've put yourself in a position to where it can be done.
Yeah. And it's easier people to get it right the first fucking time than going back and undoing years, months, hours of fucking just torture. Because y'all be torturing y'all people. Y'all really be punishing them.
Games for nothing.
For real. Y'all ain't got no puppy to put in a crate. These are human beings with real fucking feelings that other people are out here willing to love them. That's like what be so surprised to me. That people be having what they feel like is their prize, they won, they number. That this is who I'm supposed to have in this grand scheme of things. Grand scheme of things. And the next thing you know, you just like, fuck it. You know, I'm just gonna stop trying. Whatever it was that I used to do. And I feel like that's something that women do with men a lot, is that we do keep it very on the surface so we can get y'all, and then y'all just think that's how we are. It's just, oh, she's cool, she's chill, and then we just turn up on your ass. Like, no, but here's all the underlying stuff, because we already got you
There's the
Right.
crazy.
at that point, right? So it's basically, it's just a lot of shit in the game, and it's so easy. It's a thin line. You're a decision away from losing your partner. Period. I don't give a fuck how much love, trust, happiness, joy, whatever the fuck you think is what's keeping your person. You is a decision away, and I ain't even just talking about no cheat. You just a decision away from losing your person, and a lot of people hate that because they like, your relationship's supposed to be stronger than that and all that. But no, anybody can get tired of your shit. Anybody can just get tired of having to constantly consider another human being.
Yeah, because
Who ain't your child?
cheating and all that shit is not it's not an end all be all.
Mhm.
You know, for some people they can get through that. You know what I'm saying? It's then next thing you know, she don't appreciate me. That could be the end all be all.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That it does that shit don't matter. Like you got to really think about the reality of life. Is like you was put on this earth to give. Like I don't even think we wasn't put on this earth to only receive shit.
Yeah.
You was put on this earth to give to somebody,
Yeah, I agree.
to give yourself to somebody. You know what I'm saying? So then when you sit down and you really think about that, you ask yourself, have I been giving myself to somebody? And if your answer is no, then you ain't been living when you really break it down. So are black men being uplifted?
No.
No. Can that change? Absolutely. And people have to be willing to have to make it a priority. Like I believe that there's a lot of men incarcerated because they wasn't uplifted. They wasn't encouraged. You know, people didn't believe in them. A lot of people are dead because of that same situation. And I don't think we've really sat down and asked a black man, hey, what can we do? As a black woman, have you ever sat down with, if you have a mate, black women, have you ever sat down with your mate and asked them, hey, what can I do to help? What can I do to uplift you? What can I do to encourage you? What can I do to make you feel better than what you're feeling right now? Have you ever put yourself aside and said, hey, I'm gonna make him a priority, not just for today, but for the remainder of the time that you all are together? I'm gonna make him a priority in my life, not me just be a priority in his life. Some real serious questions. And yes, women, you have to sometimes put yourself to the side. And I know that's hard to do, but it needs to be done. I promise you, if you put yourself to the side, show him that he's loved, appreciated, and encourage him. Two things I know for sure that'll never happen. He'll never leave you because he's getting everything that he needs right there. And he'll be a better man for it. Because I don't know a man that doesn't want those things. And he wants them from whoever his mate is. He wants that.
Yeah.
He for sure wants that. So if you're not doing it, ladies, learn how to. If you don't know how, learn how to. And if you're just not doing it because you're being selfish, shame on you. Shame on you. Get better. Get better. Because men haven't stopped doing the part that you asked.
They can't if they want a woman.
Exactly. So why can't you do that if you want that man?
Okay.
Something to think about. This is some real stuff to think about. I would encourage, in my closing thoughts, I would encourage every woman to uplift a man that's in your life. It ain't necessarily got to be your man. It could be your daddy. It could be your brother. It could be your boyfriend, be your husband.
A stranger.
Yeah, a stranger. Take some time to uplift a man.
Yeah.
Take some time to encourage a man. No matter of fact, take some time on your Facebook, your Instagram, your TikTok to appreciate a man.
Mhm.
To just appreciate a man. Y'all have no idea the stuff that we carry.
Mhm.
And yeah, therapy is a great thing, and I get all that. I'm all for therapy. But we don't have many to go to. We don't have many to talk to. We don't have many to bounce ideas off of or talk about when we going through some shit. We bottle all our shit in. Because the reality of it is nobody gives a fuck. It's the harsh reality.
Mhm.
So we don't have anywhere to go anyway. So just that little appreciation, that little uplifting, that little encouraging, it goes a whole lot further than what you think.
Mhm.
And just because you mad at him doesn't mean he's not deemed worthy of the uplifting and encouragement. Stop treating us like we are dogs. And I don't mean that in the yes, I do mean that in the form of a dog. The only time you give your dog a treat is when they've done something that you asked them to do. Sit, stay, give me paw, get that ball, come back, whatever. Sometimes I feel like that's how the human man is being treated. We only get uplifted when we've done something.
Mhm.
When I bought you a car, or when I bought you a house, or when I gave you your favorite jewelry.
And change up
Oh,
that
when I-
treat, because it
yeah.
ain't always coochie.
Oh, that ain't a treat.
But that's exactly what they utilize.
Yeah,
it as
absolutely.
Sometimes is that's the treat. Is your birthday, sex. Christmas, sex. Valentine's, sex.
But you want
That's
a
why
dog
you
and
want
pony
that little
show.
pussy no more, just
Yeah.
keep it,
Exactly.
bitch.
Yeah, but
I'm supposed to have this for the rest of my life,
Yeah.
and you think this is a treat, bitch?
But you
It's
want a dog and
maintenance.
pony show when yours come around.
Yeah.
So you gotta think about that. And sometimes I do think that men be treated like dogs. We only get celebrated when we've done something.
Yeah.
But we do stuff 365 days a year if we're there and we're providing, we're taking care of our kids, we do. It's like, I don't know. I think and I pray that our women get better in that area. We need y'all to get better in that area. Because black men need to be uplifted, need to be supported. I think we do a decent job at doing it for y'all. All we want to do is have that favor return.
Mhm.
That's it.
I agree with him. Find a man. Do good by him. I got Dion. Grab another one. And that's it for us. We'll see you next time.
We out.
I'm Black.
I'm the beast. Peace.
Next time. And who